Joined by co-host Will.
Sup?
Just asking Will about his game night last night. Good old three-mander. sorry
It's
about that.
supposed to be four-mander, but the new guy to commander couldn't make it because his work told him at 3 p.m. Hey, you have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to drive 2 hours to another location to do a thing. So glad that we could tell you that 13 hours ahead of time. 13-hour heads up, pretty good, pretty good.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, that sucks for everyone, but especially for
We
him.
we might try doing another meetup tonight to let him play, because funnily enough, he lives a 1 minute drive away from me, but my brother lives like a 40-minute drive away from me, and
No.
his friend lives like a 40-minute drive away from me. So we're like, we might try doing this again tomorrow?
Yeah,
Question mark?
carpool. That way he has no option to leave at X time the next day.
Well,
Like,
he lives a minute away from me. He
yeah, he
doesn't
can
need
just
to
walk.
carpool.
He can just
walk.
walk. Yeah, if you guys have it at your house, then yeah, that makes sense. At any rate, guys, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail and the title, I have always loved this strategy of, and this goes back to like the OG Taigam, One Punch Taigam, where you combo off and you punch someone to death, right? That's the goal, at least in that Taigam list, and potentially here. I think there's a little bit more we can actually do with Elsha over, I think Taigam was Azorius. No, Taigam was 3 colors. I have to look him up.
It's not Sultai. Taigam is
It's another
I don't remember
Tarkir
which
guy,
one.
which is really
Abzan,
interesting.
Abzan, right?
Yeah, let me look him up. Because I remember
Also, Taigam was he was
the Ojutai
Ikoria.
No, not Ojutai Master. No, Ojutai
You're
Master.
you're talking about the dragon that removes 3 counters from something to reanimate something?
No. I'm talking about the dude. Talking about a dude. Was it Taigam? Oh my
It-
god. This is another one of those situations we talk about the wrong guy.
Taigam is the dragon that reanimates stuff. It's the devoted druid dragon, or the devoted druid combo dragon.
Oh shit. Wait. I had a friend who
Pretty
used to
sure.
play this deck.
I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. Let me
Any rate.
Yeah, Taiyam is the dragon that removes counters from stuff to reanimate stuff.
No, it's not Taiyam. Not Taiyam. I don't even know how you spell that. Right.
Taym, but
well, if you know about the guy, the fisticuffs guy I'm talking about, put him in the chat.
You're talking about the punch guy, like the guy that makes things fight, or
no, the guy who just punches people to death.
That is a lot of guys.
I know, but he does it particularly well, and he does it in a similar fashion.
Are you talking about the Jeskai guy that gives double strike to a creature that attacks by itself, like Exalted?
No.
There's so many
I'll look it up later.
Like he punches well.
I'll look it up later.
There's a 4-mana 7/7 haste trampler. There's like a lot of different things.
No, is he mono blue? No.
Are you talking about the rebound guy?
Not the rebound guy. That wouldn't make sense at all.
What does he do?
He had prowess or something similar, but like he also duplicated spells, but not.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. I literally have a copy right over there. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll right here.
Well, Will grabs that.
It's somewhere. I have one like literally next to me.
We're still brewing for Dragonstorm Tarkir Dragonstorm. Shuyun. Jesus. Why did I think Taigam? They're both monks, right?
So he has prowess, and whenever prowess is triggered, you can pay Boros, and then give him double strike.
There you go.
That's who you're talking about.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, that is the guy who kills people relatively well.
All right, so that's like the OG one puncher, although I guess it's like 1 punch, 2 strikes. Same difference. Elsha, we get...
If you punch somebody 2 times really quickly, it's 1 punch.
You would call it one. No one could tell that
he's just doing that.
Yeah. He just decided to put his other fist in the equation.
Slightly further forward, so it's tap 1, tap 2, dead.
Speaking of 2 fists, we have the Threefold Master here. So, Jin Monk, Elsha, 1/1 body. I know. It's okay. well, maybe not. Trample. Trample, which is good. Prowess, which is also good. Prowess is something that we see, I think, I don't know if it originated in Tarkir, but it's something we see often in Tarkir. So basically, non-creature spells give this +1/+1. That's how we're going to get partially to where we're trying to go. And whenever Elsha deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 monk creature tokens with prowess. So there's a lot going on here. Obviously, if you want to knock one person out mercilessly, you could very easily go infinite with, say, a Isochron Scepter line, and then just have an infinitely large Elsha and knock someone out.
Infinitely tall, then go infinitely wide after
Right.
going infinitely tall.
Right, and then cast an extra turn spell or something. It's like, I mean, you probably don't even need to do that, but I mean, this could ultimately have a few extra turns or additional combats in it. It's important to note that the monks won't have haste, but the goal would be to knock out player per player. At least in my mind, I think that's one fun way to do it. We're in a good set of the color pie, though, for, again, extra combats, extra turns, control in general, white with its stacks, and then some silence effects. But there's plenty of ways to go off with prowess. Thoughts on Elsha Threefold Master? Is probably one of the more interesting legendaries we got from Tarkir.
Yeah, there are a lot of dumb things that you can do with Elsha. The thing that I think is probably the best way to go from at least like a slightly casual standpoint, for if you wanted to build this purely cEDH, you just probably go for pump spells. Like just play all the one
Right.
cost give target thing +3/+blank, and then have Elsha hit one person really hard once, and then have Elsha tap that person again while having your like 8/8 prowess, your 8/8 1/1s
Go for the
swinging
rest.
at somebody else.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I think that 8/8 is also not how big they're going to be. They're probably going to be like 4/4s.
Yeah, but then there'll be 8 of them.
Yeah, somewhere along the lines of that. Yeah.
Right.
But I think that is what you go for cEDH. For casual, there's a lot of fun things you can do, and I think the best thing is, weirdly enough, a monk tribal deck, and the only monk in the deck is going to be Elsha. The idea is, if you have something like Kindred Discovery, choose a creature type. When a creature of that type enters or attacks, draw a card. When Elsha connects, you're going to get a card off attacking with Elsha and all the monks. All these monks are going to enter from Elsha connecting, and then you're going to get a ton more draw. So Kindred Discovery is pretty much going to be like draw 10 cards a turn. Then you have things like...
Is that the best? Is that the best option we have? It's a little costly, but it's not.
That is the best hardcore draw option, but there's a couple other options that are worse, but equally fine. You have something like Distant Melody, which is choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. It's 4 mana on a sorcery. Next is, and then the actual kill cons, and this is the card that I think is probably the best card in the deck. Shared Animosity. 2 and a red for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets +1/+0 for each other attacking creature you control that shares a creature type with it. So, if you play Elsha turn 2, let's say, you played a piece of fast mana or something, you play Elsha turn 2, turn 3, you shared Animosity plus give target creature +3/+0. Then, or let's say you just play a bunch of pump spells. So you play a bunch of pump spells, and then you have Elsha swing in for 7. You get 7 1/1s. Next turn, you play Shared Animosity, giving everything +1/+1. And then you're going to attack with Elsha and everything else. And then that is 8 2/2s, all getting +7/+0 for 9. So that is 72 damage, and then you're going to be getting 9 power off, or 9 9 1/1s off of Elsha again for next combat after that. And that is assuming that the only thing you play on turn 3 is shared summon, or turn 4 is shared summons. Shared summons is brutal.
Shared animosity, but yeah.
Shared animosity. Why keep saying shared summons? Shared animosity is brutal.
So here's the thing with the build. We're going to start with just getting some core cards in here, building it out to be as competitive as possible, because that's the nature of this channel, at least when we approach deck building. But if it just so happens that this would fall more easily into a lower category, or bracket, I should say, then we'll probably bump it down, remove some game changers, so on and so forth. If you didn't watch our stream on the set, we did tier these, so we're approaching legendaries from the set that we feel could be cEDH viable, and we're going to be building Threefold Master in that way. If you have a different approach, tech cards, play lines that you think make sense for Elsha, feel free to let us know during the live. That's why we do these live. But also, if you have your own list, feel free to share that. You could just copy and paste the actual deck so people can play test it online, check it out themselves, or even just the URL for someone to copy and paste. But let's add some cards to this. I mean, I still like having Isochron lines in this. I think even if it's just Isochron for, people don't think of it this way, value, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Because Elsha, let's talk about some pros and cons before we actually start building this, because I think it's important to note the limitations of your commanders. This doesn't have any inherent value on the cast, sadly, unless we have some form of haste enabler, but even still, it's not quite doing that much. It's 3 pip legendary. Its colors, its color identity comes from those 3 pips in the casting cost, so that kind of makes it difficult. It also dies very easily as a 1/1, right? So even like a Orcish Bowmasters coming into play will nuke Elsha, which is a pretty big setback, noting that if this dies, recasting it doesn't do much, again, unless you have some form of haste enabler, like Lightning Greaves the turn before, or what have you. I think the benefits are clear. We walked through all of them, but anything else I missed on potential issues or hangups?
Issues with the commander is pretty much just your deck is very reliant on what you draw, as opposed to stuff like Tymna Thrasios, who just say, hey, I can grind. It, regardless of how bad my hand is, as long as I can get my commander out, I can grind. Elsha can brick harder, because if you don't get a buff spell early, you're probably not connecting for damage, you're not getting monks, and you're not doing anything with your commander.
Right.
So it does rely on you hitting some kind of way to buff Elsha. And I know people are going to say, but prowess, but you need to get prowess big enough. That is the issue.
Right. And big enough is 21 or,
Well, big enough is like 5 or 6, then you get monks, and then you start going wide and punching people in the face.
Yeah, the commander damage is less a concern. We're more interested in the monks with prowess. Like, that is a really good engine just on the back end of Elsha. But yeah, I think we might need to look into some Nagila tech for draw engines. Are we missing any sort of cards that... What does that deck use? It uses Facebreaker for ramp. Does it have a draw utility?
Samut, but that is things that entered the battlefield to draw you cards when they connect. We don't have Toski or anything like that. We have a couple things in blue that say when a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. They're all 4 mana, though, I think.
Sorry, just hearing.
I do believe that it's probably best for us to build Elsha as a 4, bracket 4, because it's a greedy commander.
Yeah, I agree. Distant Melody is something... It's funny how these are all Ixalan reprints, too.
Yeah, because Ixalan had the... which creature type was it, actually? They had Merfolk. I think it was in the Merfolk deck.
Dude, I like Kindred Discovery a lot. It is... Yeah, it's funny. Like, these are all Ixalan, but... Kindred Discovery. So if you've been collecting recently, you're set for Elsha.
Might have been Pirates, actually. I think it was in the Pirate deck. Maybe it was in Pirate and Merfolk. I don't know. Could have been both.
All right. Well, what do we want to start with here? I mean, there's some obvious things. Also note that the land base, if you guys clicked on the link in the description and are following this, the land base is going to vary. We're gonna switch some things. There's some odd, quirky cards in there. Karn's Bastion being one.
We'll cut out the weird ones and put in the Verge lands.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So I put those draw utilities in. I think those are going to be important. I'm just going to put Mystic Remora, Rhystic Study.
Yeah.
Just get that out of the way now.
You had Shared Animosity in there, right? Yes, I do believe that is like the best card in the deck.
Yeah, no, we put it in. Do you want to add any sort of enchantment tutors? Or you just want to find them?
Well, we can run
Enlightened
more
tutor.
short animosity effects. So like
Are
Coat
there
of
more?
Arms is another shared animosity effect. Banner of Kinship is another shared animosity effect.
Wait. Banner of Kinship? What are the
That is
cost of
blue
these?
though. 5 mana, all generic.
Banner of Kinship, and what was the other one? Coat of Arms? Oh,
Coat of Arms.
yeah. Okay.
It's a buff your board equal to things on your board is basically the wording of both. Coat of Arms says all or each creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares a type with it. Banner of Kinship says ETB choose a creature type, or as this enters choose a creature type, and this enters with fellowship. Yeah, fellowship counters for each creature you control of that type. Creatures you control of that type get +1/+1 for each fellowship counter on Banner of Kinship.
Not bad.
Indeed.
Cute art
Uh,
too. All right, so that's easy. I think we're gonna use some rituals to pour out some of these effects, like things like Kindred Discovery are hard to put down. Luckily, it has 3 generic in its cost, so our rituals can put us there. I think that we'll probably use the Simian Spirit Guide. Like, I think this deck could improve from it. I mean, it feels weird not having draw when you put this thing down, but we kind of want to put our cards down sooner so we can start get the ball rolling. Artist talent for hand fixing. Thank you, Tim.
yeah, it's when you cast an instant or sorcery, you loot, and then level 2, I think, is your stuff cost 1 less.
Yeah, no, it's really good for storming here. No, I like that a lot. I always forget about these
Stoneforge Masterwork is another good one.
class.
It's an equipment for 1 that equips for 2, and it gives the equipped creature +1/+1 for each creature you control that shares a type with it. Uh,
Stoneforge Masterwork.
yes.
Do you want Lightning Greaves in here? It's kind of
Uh,
tricky. Like, we need to target Elsha if we want to buff Elsha. But I mean, we're also just getting prowess
yeah,
by and by.
we're making bodies, so we'll likely be able to move
Move the
greaves around as we need.
right.
Um, they're a little bit risky. I prefer Swiftfoot over Lightning.
I'll put both and see where we land. Swiftfoot boots.
Man, I wish Mana Echoes had better timing.
Yeah, that would be nice. What do we want to run any sort of there's gain red mana based off of the number of creatures you control, but is that specific to Goblins Battle Hymn?
It's Battle Hymn. It's a 1 and a red.
Yeah, it's an instant speed too, right?
I believe so. I
So
run it in Zada.
I mean, this is something we could technically run off of Isochron Scepter if we wanted to like pour it. I know it's a kind of multi card combo, but I was thinking like, is Aggravated Assault even worth it in a deck like this?
I,
Maybe,
we
maybe
don't really
not.
need. I don't think we need extra
Extra com.
combats
You just
or
want
yeah, we don't need extra combats. And I don't think we need infinites because it's like buffing Elsha a good amount once is enough to make a board so big that you
to.
kind of kill everybody.
My concern with like the sort of hurry up and wait mentality is that so much can change in an instant. I feel like if we front load a big board, someone's going to push for a wipe. And part of me is like, man, I kind of just want to do something with that board once I've established it. I think once if you get a hit and you establish like 5 monks, I don't think people are going to be too concerned about that. But like anything above that, I could see people going for a wipe, and anything will do it. Like they're all 1/1s. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's why we're in blue and we have all of the counter spells.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I don't know.
We may also want a Skull Clamp just because we have a whole bunch of 1/1s.
Yeah. I mean, look, punching people out, really cool. Drawing multiple cards, honestly, even better. I think Skull Clamp's kind of the best draw on the deck. Did you want to do what's it called? Mass Hysteria or anything to give haste enabling? You don't care?
Well, I mean, we're attacking,
And
dealing combat
then waiting.
damage, and then dealing combat damage, making a whole bunch of monks, and then haste does nothing.
Yeah, I'm still on the idea of like here's an additional combat. All right. Yeah, if we're far from ever considering them, then yeah, then I'll stop suggesting like anger or anything like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess we don't need it.
Do you know what disappoints me so much?
Uh,
We've gotten like we got a card that is only an arena that's like a white creature. I think it's like 5 mana that says when a creature with power 2 or less enters the board under your control, draw a card and gain 2 life.
mm,
And it's only online. And I hate it. Because I'm like, that is the best commander card ever.
mm.
But they're cowards.
So Robert Terrell says I proxied the deck. I'd be curious to see your version of it. So once this is a VOD, Robert, if you don't mind, like sending a link, that I'd be interested to see it. The tables I played at first game, they consider you an absolute threat with just 5 monks. Well, that's why we skull clamp. We skull clamp so that they get a little less concerned. You know, like, I just want them for value. My biggest problem with the deck has been the commander being removed, 100%. So like this deck, it kind of suffers from the fact that, you know, there are more and more recovery cards for 3 CMC and under now. Do we just let Elsha die, like go to the grave instead? Potentially run like Savine's Wreck might even just be in the deck, but there's also a new white card that recovers a 3 or less, and Elsha just fits that sweet spot. Helping hand. Yeah, right. So
I like those just because
right.
They reduce the cost of Elsha. They're basically retroactive protection. I also think we should run the instant give target creature protection effects.
Yes. You mean like blacksmith skill, stuff like that?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Robert. I mean, that's sort of what my concern is too. The fact that Elsha's so squishy. There's obviously the standard forms of removal, but any sort of mass wipe, if it does 1 damage, if it does just 1, is there a piece of equipment that buffs the? Did we add this already? Was that the armor that buffs the creature based off of the amount of other like creatures on the battlefield?
Yeah, that's Masterwork. Stoneforge Masterwork.
Yeah, well, I mean, a mass damage effect though would still kill Elsha, is it would stack the damage. The monks would die, and then she would die.
Protection effects are still pretty good though to prevent that, because God's Willing is the 1 cost. It's just 1 white, give target creature protection of color of your choice for the turn, scry 1.
God's
you
Willing.
also have Brave the Elements. Choose a color. White creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color until the end of the turn. All those monk tokens are white.
Hard to decide between gas versus protection. Yeah, I think we're going to have like a handful of protection spells, but I do think that we're going to have to narrow it down to maybe the 4 to 5 best.
Here's the
outside
thing.
of counters.
Here's the thing. Your protection cards are gas because of prowess.
Yeah, that's true. Well, wait. God's Willing. Wait. I have a whole list. Oswald has all the best protection spells in it.
Oswald has all the ones that protect your artifacts
and creatures. But what was the one, that mass one you just said?
It is Brave the Elements.
How much does that cost?
It is 1 white.
Seems decent.
Yeah. 1 white, give your whole board protection from a thing.
Wait. Is there anything else other than God's Willing in that?
Apostle's Blessing, Emerge Unscathed.
We're going to remove some of these, obviously, as we go through this. What did I say? God's Willing. God's Willing I took out of Oswald. It wasn't good enough. But it might be good here.
You took out God's Willing?
Yeah.
It's 1 mana, give like your board a total of like +8/+8 though.
Here maybe it's good. White creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Are there white monks?
I believe so.
Yeah, I didn't really take inventory of that. Gosh, I can't spell. I still can't spell. Okay. Elsha, white monks. Yes, love Bergie God Storyteller here.
See, my issue with Bergie and like a bunch of other things is that mana is probably not going to be our bottleneck, because most of our things are going to be either rituals or like 1 cost, with a couple exceptions. We're not really running into mana issues. We're probably going to run into draw issues and like rebuilding.
Yeah. Speaking of mana, I'm just dumping mana in here now. Which rocks do you want? We have Diamond, Chrome Mox, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone. Do you want the as signets? Signets in here?
I don't. Signets are technically going to be buffs for stuff, so they actually have utility outside of just being rocks. If we have enough explosive draw effects, sure.
You would
Like
want all the
we
signets?
can run the 4 mana draw when a creature you control deals combat damage effects, and then I think that all those are going to be good running the signets.
Oh, Azorius Signet. Wait, what are all the signets we need? Boros Signet.
Boros, Azorius, and is it?
Do you want the tallies?
Yeah, yeah,
All right, let me just try to guess these again. Talisman of Curiosity. Is it?
yeah.
Talisman of Indulgence, black, red. Hierarchies, white, green. Dominance is Demir, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Progress is white, blue, right? Yeah, okay. Don't tell me the last one.
I think progress was the one I couldn't remember. Yeah, I got that.
Oh wait,
and
creativity. Creativity is it?
Yep, you're correct.
Wait, then what the hell did I put in? What's curiosity?
Conviction. Conviction. Curiosity is Simic. Conviction and creativity are Boros and Izzet, and then progress is Azorius. I thought
never.
creativity was Boros.
Yeah, well, dude, I never remember these. Talisman of Conviction. Hold on. Talisman of Conviction. Bam. Okay.
Curiosity does not feel like Simic.
Do you want? Well,
actually, that's funny. I was going to say Curiosity doesn't feel Simic, but the most Curiosity effects are in Simic. So
maybe you're wrong.
A little bit of sense.
Maybe they're right. Maybe they did it. They did it really well. Do we put Ragavan?
Yeah. Okay. It's a body. It gives
Rams.
a little bit of drawn mana. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. How hard do we go on these rocks? That's it for the low end ones, by the way. Do you want the 2-for-3 rituals or me?
I like rocks over 2-for-3 rituals.
Right.
Permanent mana feels safer.
Yeah. Do we run Underworld Breach?
Maybe. I think the game's probably going to be done before we get a big enough grave.
Probably. Do you want to run any form of Thassa's Oracle line?
No.
Okay. You want a full commit? Full commit. Yeah. Okay. Underworld Breach I still think is good value, though, because we can run our stuff back from the grave if we have to. To include Elsha, technically. But
yeah, playing Breach is going to be like casting Silence on your turn. Everybody's just going to go, oh, crap, and then try to deal with it.
Do we have another artist talent?
Like cast a thing loot?
Yeah. I'm sure there's plenty, but... Birgi? Just want to look at Birgi really quick.
As far as I know.
That's okay. All right,
well, go into more protection effects.
Do you have a good? Hold up, we're gonna do this really quick. Haha! Hey guys, just gonna look at my face for a second. I will just grab one of our. Sorry, I'm just doing this so I can set this up. You can see all the decks we've built on this channel. A lot. Shiko and Narset. I think that their instant speed. Wait, did we not? Did we never build Shiko and Narset? I guess we didn't.
No, we moved it. We were going to do Shiko and Narset, but then we pivoted to tier list, I think.
I think Codis will have a pretty clear 1-to-1. Maybe Captain Howler will have a clear 1-to-1. I'm just trying to get our instant speed spells set up. Obviously, we're going to remove some things here, but just to expedite this process a little bit.
I could just pull up my one of my Jeskai lists and get all the interaction.
Maybe. Yeah, actually, it's just the white spells, of which there are few. So what? Silence? Give me your favorite Swords to Plowshare. I mean, look, man, I don't know. White doesn't have that much in the instant speed department. Or Sorry.
White has Silence, Dovin's Veto, Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile, Unwanted Remake.
Ooh, I love Unwanted Remake. We make. Unwanted We Make, and then Path to Exile.
I freaking want that now. I want an Uwu Duskmourn alter art for like all the different things. Instead of it being like horror, it's like chibi horror with Uwu faces everywhere.
Ooh, Unwanted We Make.
I'm a scary moth, Uwu.
That would really sell if they just hooked up with all the internet personalities to do that one. You could do like chibi versions of your favorite like streamer. Okay.
What does the freaking scary murder Muppet guy from Duskmourn, the guy that copies other creatures' effects? He's such a
scary Muppet.
Hold up.
I would love. Oh my god, Muppets Meet Magic. I would lose my shit, dude. I fucking love the Muppets. I would actually be down. I would be really
Marvin, Murderous Mimic,
Poetic Witchable.
We just need like chibi Marvin just holding like a plastic knife. Get rid of the creepy face and just make it an uwu face.
So I've got our instants and sorceries in here, Will. We're at 102 cards. We're going to remove some things. What are our Verge lands? Hit me.
Oh, I don't know the Verges by heart yet.
Oh, it's all right. I've got them now in front of me, partially. Flood Farm.
Yeah, Flood Farm Verge, River Pyre Verge.
River Pyre?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pyre. And then Sun Billow Verge.
Yes.
Sun Billow makes sense as Boros.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, when I think actually Sun Billow, I think
that's they actually named these very reasonably. So like guess Blaze Mire. Which color is that?
Black red, right?
Correct. What do you think what do you think is Bleach Bone?
That's Orzhov, obviously.
Yeah. What do you think is you know what Flood Farm is. What do you think of Gloom Lake?
Gloom Lake. At first you said Gloom, I thought Golgari, but you said Gloom Lake, so I'm thinking Simic. No. Oh wait, is it Dimir?
Dimir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Gloom, because Gloom would be the black end of the.
Here's the only one that I think you might get wrong. What do you think is Hushwood?
Who's Hushing? No, Hush is a blue. Hush is a blue motherfucker. I think that's Simic.
That is Selesnya.
Oh wait,
that is the only one that does not make immediate sense to me.
Like silence, like shh.
Yeah.
No, you're not casting spells. You're not. You're not casting any more spells. Speaking of not casting spells, did you want the Grand Abolishers and stuff in this deck? I think that would make it go a long way. Sorry, but go on.
What do you think is Thornspire Verge?
Thornspire sounded like Selesnya.
You know what Selesnya is. Selesnya.
Yeah, I know. But Thornspire. Wait, that's green something. Obviously, is that the Simic one?
Nope.
Is that
is Gruul? That's Gruul. Yeah, that's another weird one. So Thornspire and Hushwood are the two that feel weird. You're gonna get these last two immediately. Actually, you might miss the last one, but you're gonna know it by process of elimination. So second to last, Wastewood.
Wastewood is Golgari.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then last one is Willow Rush.
That's Gruul.
That's Simic. That's the one that we haven't said yet. Gruul is the Thornspire.
Oh, that's right. Wait. Oh, man.
So Hushwood, Thornspire, and Willow Rush are the three that I'm like...
Yeah.
But
look,
the others are like really snappily named. Like if I say Blazemire, you're immediately like Rakdos.
Yeah.
Fire and Swamp, Rakdos.
Some of those are easier than others. Wait, Relentless Assault, Will. You don't want that. Relentless Assault. I put Lorien Revealed. This is copy-paste from something else. I don't think we need Island Cycling, but It's a nice
Yeah.
idea. And I also don't think we
Like
need
Relentless
Fabricate.
Assault is the extra combat. We don't need that. I don't think we want extra combats in the deck. I think that we just
No.
punch once, get value out of punching, and then play slow and safe afterwards.
Yeah. Let's do so obviously we're gonna need to add a few cards into the deck, but some of these things were copy pasted from other builds, so not all of these are necessary. Distant Melody is for this list. Jessica's Will. Actually,
Uh,
do we want the white one? The protection commander spell?
the thing that just gives all of the keywords and protection and stuff.
Not the Achroma's one. The other one that saves you. 3 CMC, instant speed, and like if
Oh,
you
your flawless maneuver.
flawless
If you,
maneuver.
yeah, it's the deflecting swat of white.
Oh, God, do we have deflecting swat in here? Yeah. Do you want flawless maneuver in here?
I mean, it's
Flawless
better
man.
heroic intervention, and we may want a heroic intervention style effect. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me just add that right quick, and then we'll continue with this because I'm pretty sure flawless maneuver is not in here. So, and again, guys, if there are any specific tech cards that you think we should be including, something that works with a large board or works specifically with a subtype monk or anything like that, feel free to let us know as we go through here so we can incorporate it in our build. You might see some dupes of cards. We'll fix that. Okay, Jessica's Will, Savine's Jessica's Will. Do you like Jessica's Will here?
I don't think we need that much mana, but it can accelerate into one of the 5 mana things. But like I said, we
Yeah.
don't need that much mana.
Yeah, it's also peeling through our deck, which helps. And the more cast, the better. Let's keep it for now. Scenes, Rex, Split Up. Split Up is great.
Yeah.
Faithless Looting. I think it's good card quality. It obviously works well in tandem with our Underworld Breach, but I don't think we need it.
Faithless Looting is usually better if we care about our graveyard, and I don't think we care about our graveyard.
Not necessarily, no. But Savine's Wreck, Helping Hand, those are 2 recovery effects. Rite of Flame is going to be good here.
Yeah, I'm not. No question on Rite of Flame.
Do you ever count your opponent's graveyards? Do you ever look for another Rite of Flame?
No.
Has it ever happened?
Thing is, it isn't. The thing is, I've never caught it if it has happened.
Right? Are you missing out? Have you missed out on a proper Dark Ritual? I feel
Potentially.
I feel like I definitely have with Rite of Flame. All right, well, we have 31 lands. You want to condense this?
Let's see. What is our? Do we have? Yeah, we do have fast mana. So yeah, we could probably condense this to 29 or 30.
Let's cut
Because
one.
our high end is 4 cards that are more than 3 mana. So
Yeah,
we really don't need a ton of mana.
We can get rid of one of the Boros ones. I think we'll get rid of Sunbillow Verge for now because I like Sunbaked Canyon
but
better.
it makes so much sense when you say the name.
Sorry. For now. That's 30. Let's just bring it down to 30. All right, instant speed spells. Pact of Negation. Fuck that card. I don't think we need it here. We're not trying to pop off in a...
Yeah, it's a combo card. Or it's a combo protection card, if anything.
Force of Will. Is that good with you, Will?
Yeah.
Mindbreak Trap. Sorry, I'm just looking to see that we have... I don't think we do. I'm sorry. The... what's the one... No. The one costs 1 that... No. If they cast multiple spells, it gets copies on the stack. What's it called?
Flusterstorm?
Flusterstorm. We need Flusterstorm.
Okay.
Okay. Deflecting Swat, Fierce Guardianship, Flawless Maneuver, Force of Negation, Frantic Search. Frantic Search is just, again, one of those things
We don't need Frantic Search. That's a graveyard card.
It's still good. It's still a good card, just generally speaking, because it's free, but it's...
It's a graveyard card. It doesn't net cards and it doesn't advance your strategy other than it gives a buff to everything, but I'd rather just run Gitaxian Probe than Frantic Search.
Have you tried the new Ghostfire Slice from Domino's?
Yes. Very tasty, very spicy.
Like okay.
10 out of 10 recommend. If we're running Lightning Bolt, maybe cut Lightning Bolt for Ghostfire Slice, but Ghostfire Slice is a good add-on.
Ghostfire Slice is the new Lightning Bolt for you, is that what you're saying?
Oh, we already have Ghostfire Slice.
Oh, yeah. No, it's in there. And we've got Lightning
Slice
Bolt.
is just really good removal. It hits all the things that you wish you could hit with Lightning Bolt at instant speed.
Yeah, no, it's good. Do you want to use a Brade still?
let's see, what do we have?
Um,
It is removal. We might be able to cut a braid because we're in white and blue has enough bounce effects, and I don't think how problematic are artifacts?
what's the
Not
worst
very. It's
artifacts?
usually
What if they do like the crawl space or like the one where you can only attack with one creature at a time?
we bounce it and then slaughter the crap out of them, or we counterspell it.
Silent Arbiter, is that the one?
Oh, actually, yeah, if they crawl space us, we just buff Elsha and punch them with one singular smack, and then they're dead. So we don't.
Well,
The
yeah.
thing that would what is it called? Something something bridge, ensnaring bridge. Ensnaring bridge is the only thing that I would be scared of. As like, you don't get to play. No, no fun allowed.
So two suggestions here. We have Starfall Invocation. So this is the gift card. Destroy all creatures. If the gift was promised, return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield under your control. So
We like
um,
it.
we do like our board. We do like our board. I think that this, as a board wipe, isn't a bad board wipe. I don't think that we need this one. And then, especially with split up in the deck, I think we'd rather just go the way of split up, make sure we have all everything standing, kill everything else. But Akroma's Will, I think, is the other commander spell that we didn't consider. So, choose one. If you control your commander, you can choose both. Your creatures gain flying, vigilance, double strike until end of turn. Probably flying from that. And then creatures control lifelink, indestructible, or protection from all colors. Probably protection from all colors, actually. So double strike and protection from all colors. That way
Really
they
quick,
can.
if we do want board wipes, there are two that are actually worth running, and it's Hour of Reckoning. It is 4 white convoke. That's the reason why it's
This
good.
is such a weird one.
Destroy all non-token creatures.
Super
Keep
good.
all of our monks.
Yeah, which at that point, you know what's kind of funny though? We could probably, like, if we are able to buff our monks enough, we could probably win without Elsha and just like nuke the board, keep the tokens, you know, bring this down by however many monks. If we have a shit ton of monks though, and we're able to pop off with them and prowess, it's maybe enough to close out the game. Hour of Reckoning
Yeah.
is a good alternative. I do think that makes sense. Do you want a Chroma's Will in the deck though?
No. To be fair, we still need to add like the buff power spells for one in the deck.
Yeah, no. We're condensing it to get to maybe like the 5 to 6 slots we want. But Whirlwind of Thought is one last suggestion here. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. This is also reprinted here in Tarkir. I like it. I mean, it's like a storm card, right? Or prowess in this sense. Do you like Whirlwind of Thought, man? Is it too costly? Like, if we, it'll start paying dividends as soon as you cast it, but I don't know, man.
We're not really storming. We're like
No.
we're tempo. We're tempo aggro.
Yeah, but I understand the desire to have this in the list. To like, we'll see how deficient we are on hand size. It's not like Pokemon. We're not taking prizes here. Like, we can't knock a player out and just expect to have a full hand. So I can see why you would want to run this. What CMC are you guys aiming for? Converted mana cost of just general effects. I mean, normally I really value cards that are 3 CMC and under, like tops. So anything like higher than that is a hard ask unless we're generating mana some way. And I mean like from the CZ. You could budge for certain effects, like that one white enchantment everyone loves, Smothering Tithe, like stuff like that are good. The One Ring, which should be in the deck, as a matter of fact, that will be our. I'm just gonna put that in there. The One Ring. Remind me about the One Ring. Definitely want that in the deck. Not sure if you need it, but I think there is an MDFC land with double strike spell on the other side. I agree. There
Yeah.
is, and I think we would want it. All right, so let's just keep cutting cards, and we can add some of the tech you guys are bringing up. I do want to add that MDFC, Gabe, and I think that. Oh my bad, it's not double strike; it's first strike. What is it called?
Isn't yeah, it's I think it's first strike, but it doubles your power. It's a Boros one.
We'll look it up. All right, Will.
I can find this because it's not hard to look up modal cards. You just do lands that don't cost 0.
Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual. Do you want to spice on Arcane today?
Nah, we don't need a lot of rituals. Rite of Flame is the one that I care about. We don't even need Seething Song.
Do you want Snap?
No, we don't need Snap. Uh, also,
how many bounce effects do you want?
I was correct, by the way. Legion Leadership, double target creature's power and give it first strike, and then it's a 2-color tap land on the back.
Do you like the slow land? It's not. It's honestly not bad.
I like it just as a card because it's like, okay, we're paying 2 mana to give +1/+1 off of prowess, then at worst another +2/+0, and then we're giving protection.
Right.
But then if you play any other card in tandem with this,
really good,
then it's giving 3 attack off of just the front part of the effect, and then it's still getting the prowess buff. So I'm like, I like this.
Into the Flood Maw. Sorry, Into the Flood Maw is like one other bounce effect I want, and then I want the One Ring. I just added Flusterstorm as well. We're gonna add more. We are going to add more combat effects in just a second. I just want to remove a few more things to see where we stand.
Razorgrass Ambush is another good one because it's deal 3 to an attacker or blocker, and because Elsha has trample, that is super relevant.
Right, so our excess damage can go over. All right, so Will, we're still cutting instant speed spells here. We've got Brave the Elements, An Offer You Can't Refuse, Emerge Unscathed, Enlightened Tutor, Flusterstorm, God's Willing. Is Emerge Unscathed protection? Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is really good because with the rebound, it just means that we can get by unblocked, basically. It also means any sort of removal they use is neutered.
Which is why I wanted protection effects, because I'm like, they're offense and defense.
Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast, Silence, Swan Song. Do we want Orum's Chant or any other like silence effect? Oh, you know what I didn't add? The new creature. The new...
Yeah, I don't know its name, but I know what you're talking about.
Something Flag Bearer? Something I forget. Kindred, okay, so Kindred Discovery, Shared Animosity, Heuristic Study, Artist Talent. Any more artist talents you guys know about? If there are any artists out there.
Voice of Victory. That's the new one.
Voice of Victory. Yeah, we're going to add that to go with our Grand Abolisher. Simeon Spirit Guide, Elsha, Grand Abolisher, Esper Sentinel, Ragavan. That is it for creatures. Do you want any other creatures, Will? Do you want Ranger Captain of Eos? Do you want any sort of Hate Bears? Or is this good enough?
Honestly, we're fine. Maybe get rid of Simeon Spirit Guide, but I still like Simeon Spirit Guide because it's a turn 2 Elsha, so...
Yeah. Yeah, let's do Voice of Victory. That'll be our last creature, so far as I'm concerned, because, like you were saying, this is kind of monk tribal as it stands. What did we want to add? There are 2 slots, technically. 2 slots, and then we'll make room for the buffs.
Yeah. I think that we just want buffs. We should just include buffs.
Do you want Isochron Scepter for permanent buffs?
Nah.
You don't like Isochron Scepter here?
We don't really need Isochron Scepter, because just, like, get a buff, hit with Elsha, get a big board, make board wide. So, okay. Like, our goal is to have spells that give Elsha +3 or more in one go. And I think that the best ones that we can initially go for are Reckless Charge and Seething Anger. That's +3/+0. Oh, sorry, Seething Anger is not haste. But Reckless Charge is +3/+0 and haste.
Any other MDFCs you guys can think about that we should be utilizing? I did add Razorgrass Ambush. I put Reckless Charge in. Anything else that you would like to incorporate, Will? That is similar. Target creature gets +3/+0 and haste. That's pretty good.
Consuming Fervor is really good. It is an aura, and it's enchanted creature gets +3/+3, and at the beginning of your upkeep, put a -1/-1 counter on this creature. So it's +3/+3, then +2/+2 next turn, then +1/+1 the turn after, and then dead Elsha the turn after. But the explosive buff is so good, and the fact that it keeps a buff for the next turn is really good, and Elsha is probably dying before this kills our Elsha.
Yeah, probably. I don't hate consuming fervor.
There's
Um,
one in blue as well. It's a unstable mutation. Literally same thing.
are there any rebound, or is rebound the one that lets you cast it the following turn on your upkeep?
Yeah, rebound is recast and upkeep.
Let's are
Oh,
there
Wild Ride. I didn't even know this is a card, and this is really good because it's a harmonize effect. 1 mana sorcery +3/+0 and haste. Harmonize for 4 and a red.
Oh, yeah,
That's just that's
are,
2 haste effects. That I like that.
are there any harmonizers we're forgetting about? This is new, right? This is from this
Harmonize
set.
is a new effect.
Yeah, yeah,
Harmonize.
yeah. It's basically like flashback, but with the ability to reduce the cost. That's really good. I think Wild Ride's pretty decent.
Agreed.
Harmonize or flashback. I mean, we just got a flashback card in there. Let's do rebound, target creature. I just want to see what we have in this part of the color pie for this really quick. Not much. Okay. Distortion Strike. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked. I mean, that's fine. It's not great. Ephemerate's interesting protection, but not quite what we want. Is Harmonize just flashback with Convoke? Thank you, Wolfsbane. Convoke is the word I was
Uh,
looking for.
kind of Convoke. It's you can tap one creature, and if you do, you reduce the cost of the spell by the creature's power. So it's like it's Selvala. It's you turn a creature until into or you tap your biggest Marwyn. Marwyn is a better example. It's a Marwyn tap instead of a Convoke.
So yeah, this is the guy I was trying to remember earlier. This is the original One Punch Man. Um, Shuyu. Would it be interesting? Would it be funny to add Shuyu, Silent Tempest? He's a
No, we're probably
badass. He is a badass.
now.
I don't dislike the idea, but I do think I don't think we're going to depart from just like Elsha with the Board of Monks. I don't think we need him necessarily, but he is
I
dope.
I would like to pitch another funny, stupid card though as a finisher. Nanogen Conversion or Nanogen Conversion.
To make all of our, does it work with tokens?
It works with tokens, but it does not make all of our creatures into Elsha. It makes all creatures into Elsha, so all of our opponents' blockers become 1/1s with prowess, and then we get a massive board of tramply, prowessy creatures that make a massive board after they connect.
I kind of like that.
It's so greedy, it's so overkill, but it is so good.
Do you want to run the what's this blue harmonize Winter Night Stories? Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature. The best blue harmonized card is the draw 3, discard a creature. That is an interesting one. I don't know if we want Winter Night Story. It's probably best from the grave as a harmonize. What do you guys have for removal interaction? Right quick.
A lot of counter spells and then
Yeah.
a couple destroy
Thanks,
target
Elsa.
damage target effects. We cut a braid, but we may want to re-add a braid.
We may
Winter
put a
Night
braid back in.
Winter Night Stories is usually discarding 2 cards, so it's usually net neutral. I like it a little bit more than Frantic Search though, just because it can dig deeper and it has flashback. But I
Right.
still don't like it.
I do. It's just the lack of creatures in this deck make it a little difficult. Were
Yeah.
there any other buff spells? We didn't add too many. Obviously, prowess is its own buff spell, but we do need to cut 3 cards. I do want to look over what we have, and we could start with the instance. I'm just looking at our artifacts. Actually, we didn't really do anything with our artifacts. Is Coat of Arms and Banner of Kinship just a little too much of a stretch? I know they're good.
They're good, but we probably could cut them because I don't think we need having just shared animosity is kind of fine as a
Right.
win con.
Right. And it's a whole lot less for us to commit to as well. All right. Well, okay, let's just look at these really quick. We've got the One Ring, all the signets, all the tallies, Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boots, Fell Warstone, Arcane Signet. All the signets, but I mean, I just meant all the faction signets. Skull Clamp, Solar Ring, Stone Forge Masterwork. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control that shares the type. It's basically the coat of arms and stuff, but for one
Yeah,
creature, Elsha.
yeah.
Mox
That's
Diamond, Lotus Petal, and Chrome Mox. Those are all good to me.
yeah. Only thing that might be cuttable is maybe Lotus Petal, but I still like it, so we can keep it.
Yeah, we only need to cut one more card as it stands, so we'll go through slowly and figure out what that is. Esper Sentinel, Ragavan, Grand Abolisher, Voice of Victory, uh, all good cards. Simeon Spirit Guides, it's just like another Lotus Petal for us. It's just going to cover that red pip. And hell, it could even be like a surprise
Really quick,
REB or a Pyro.
I would like to pitch for replacing one card with another. Can we get rid of Distant Melody and replace it with Bident of Thassa?
Distant Melody? Is that a sorcery speed spell?
Yeah, it's a draw for each creature you control of a specific type. Bident of Thassa is just whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. There's a new thing from Duskmourn that does the same thing as Bident of Thassa, but it's a body with flash, and it when it dies it comes back as just a creature or just an enchantment. But either Bident of Thassa or that other one would probably be better than Distant Melody. I think they draw more in the long run.
I like Bident of Thassa quite a bit. I actually really like the secondary effect too, like coupled with Split Up. Could you imagine like getting someone to commit to some shit and then just like killing their board because they tapped? And it's like a low cost of entry too. Two mana to force someone to attack and like
2 mana, get rid of blockers so Elsha can go in unimpeded.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, no. There might be room for both still, but let me add Bident of Thassa really quick, and then we'll still need to cut one card. And guys, again, like if there's if there are any other suggestions or cards that you would like to include, please let us know. We're obviously here for it.
Do we still have Jessica's Will in?
Yes,
we might be able to get rid of that.
We do have the Jessica's Will.
I think Artist Talent is maybe cuttable. Looting is good and it helps fix our hand, but I like net cards versus hand fixing.
Do you like Underworld Breach more than Artist Talent? Kind of go hand in hand.
The thing is, I feel like both are cuttable.
Which is, well, I mean, we've got a lot of MDFCs now with lands. We also just have a lot of lands, which I think is fine for this deck if we need to rebuild. Dude, okay, so what do we have on the chopping block right now? It's Jessica's Will, which is weird to say.
It's the usual cEDH cards.
Yeah, honestly, is what we're looking at. I see your desire to remove Artist Talent. I would almost rather I feel like that's the weakest link so far.
Yeah, I like our creatures. Our lands are fine, our artifacts are fine. That's good haste. That's good haste.
Let's see what the world's like without Artist Talent. Just AI. We just use AI for everything and screw Artist Talent. Right? Dude. We've got enough good artists to work off of. It's horrible. Okay. I think we're there. I think we're One Punch Master. Is someone ready to start punching? All right, guys. So this is the list as it currently stands. Obviously, you can take this and do with it what you will on your preferred deck editor. We're going to play test this, see how good it is, at least get a few rounds in to give us an idea of what it's lacking, what it could make up for. Where it lands ultimately on the bracket system will determine after if you play test. Obviously, it's hard to tell without IRL testing, but Goldfishing is going to give us a little bit of an idea. And again, if you're here and you have your own Elsha Threefold Master list, please let us know. And if you're looking to pick up singles for this deck, there's a link in the description. Okay. Well, there's a shit ton to do with this hand. Hold up. I've got a Lotus Petal, a Chrome Mox, a Deflecting Swat, a Ragavan with one land, REB, Brave the Elements.
I mean, it's a lot of mana. That's probably just worth it because that's a turn 2 Elsha.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just like the kind of draw and treasure off Ragavan.
That is a turn 1 Elsha?
I mean, technically, it technically is, yes.
I don't think we go for turn 1 Elsha, but I think that we can. I think it's probably like Exotic Orchard, Ragavan,
Yeah,
pass, and then next turn Lotus Petal Elsha pass.
I would be, I would maybe put the Lotus Petal down just in case I'm concerned that
Yeah,
there's like a taxation effect or something that'll come into play. But
agreed.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Dockside doesn't exist anymore. Dockside doesn't exist except for maybe like 1 week from now when it may or may not be unbanned. We don't know.
Will Oh yeah, that's so true. We're definitely going to have a conversation about the changes to Commander soon.
I think it's the 25th. I could
Will
be completely wrong about that. But
so just so you guys know, separately, if you tune in weekly, I will be out next Saturday. We'll probably do Friday next week just because there's a championship event I'm going to be playing in for One Piece. Yeah, we'll work out which day we get together next week. But with the knowledge that our top deck is Skull Clamp, does this make you want to play Elsha? No,
because we want to play Skull Clamp with
yeah.
Elsha already in play for a buff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we do turn 1 Elsha, turn 2 Skull Clamp attack, and then draw.
I think it's probably
Still
better
advisable.
to turn 1 Ragavan so that we can try to hit lands into Elsha and then do next turn vomit out our entire hand and then get a bunch of monks and then we can Skull Clamp the monks.
Will, sadly, we miss land drop. We get a God's Willing, so another form of protection. I do think we Chrome Mox here, though. What do you want to Mox away?
Well, I mean, like, so we just went Exotic Orchard, Ragavan, and then test there. God's Willing, yeah, we can get rid of
Brave the God's Willing. God's Willing.
Yeah, God's Willing is probably the worst card in our hand because the rest are free.
So this is white. Okay, so we've got a white Chrome Mox here. We're gonna
and Ragavan is we can cast things, not play things, right?
Right. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. So let's go ahead. Yeah, we'll attack with Ragavan, create a treasure. We'll say that the card is largely irrelevant. I just want the treasure token.
We'll say we hit a land. We can't cast a land, so.
Do we pop our petal, tap a chrome? I mean, it doesn't really matter how we do this. Like, if we just want mana to do a thing, we should be good with either one of these.
It is technically better to keep the Lotus Petal because if somebody does a bounce effect, better to have the Lotus Petal because it lives. So we crack the treasure.
I guess, yeah. We'll do that.
Not really relevant, but
yeah. And the petal is holding up. I mean, we've got deflecting SWAT and every other form of protection, so we're good.
Is holding up everything. In the world.
Exactly. The weight of our deck is being held by this one lone petal. Look how strong it is, though. Okay, so that's that. Next turn. Land? Yay, Scalding Turn. Okay, so we're gonna crack the Tarn right quick. What do you want to grab? I guess
Triome. Kidding.
Yeah, I don't think we have a Triome in this deck. We can grab Is It though. I do think that is our.
Yeah, I think red and blue are our two most common things. Yeah. I think we're a ton of red and then blue for like interaction.
We did just happen to see a bit of white off the bat, but yeah, I do think that this is majority of our interaction. All right, Will. Do we have someone we can get in over with the Ragavan? There's always a lot of hypotheticals in this situation.
There's probably one spell deck or one deck that is just playing Thorkels, their only real creatures. So
right,
yeah, we can say that there's one person who's open.
Yeah, a Ragavan is not a white creature, so kind of get screwed by Brave the Elements. Who can be sure about anything in this economy? Yeah, tell me about it. God, I wish I bought some stocks though. I will say that it was pretty obvious. Okay, America, let's go. What do we want to do first? Well, let's play. I think we are just going to play with our Chrome Mox Skull Clamp. We'll prowess. I'll use poison as our prowess count. So we've got our prowess count to 1. There's nothing else we can cast right now, apart from something we'd gain from Ragavan.
Cast a protection spell for the sake of making Elsha unblockable if somebody does have a thing.
Sure. Sure, we could do that. Let's do Exotic Orchard. And do that. And I think we're good. We'll swing here. We'll swing here. We'll generate a treasure off of the van. And is there anything? So we hit another land. I don't like working off of a hypothetical Ragavan, but
yeah. Do we want to say that we put Skull Clamp on Elsha just for one more damage, and then we move it to one of the monks that we generate after?
Sure. I kind of like that.
It's one more damage and we didn't have to play a card.
Yeah, I do like that. I do like that. All right. Sure. We'll do that. Okay, so Elsha's swinging. We're gonna hit for 4, technically. So we get 4 of these monks. I will use the other life counter to dictate that. So we got 4 monks over here, 1 treasure. Prowess count's still 2, but that's less relevant at this point. We'll move the Skull Clamp with the 1 treasure here to our monk. So we'll lose one of these monks, and we'll draw 2 cards here. Thank God. We need to cut through some of these cards because we really need to hit our lands moving forward to make sure we can do more with our turn. Do we want to play the Mystic Remora and pass? Because we can hold Offer and red REB. But we could also just
deflecting SWAT is probably enough to protect Elsha.
Yeah, but it's like right now, is our board that menacing? We've got 3 monks. We've got 4 monks technically, and then Ragavan. I feel like we can Mystic here because normally also, around turn 3, that's when people are trying to pop off in a cEDH setting, Patrick, if they haven't already.
Patrick, we have 5 monks. We got monk, our commander who's a monk, and then we got the monkey.
That's true. That's true. We also have the monkey in this art here. I think that's a monkey. Whatever. All right. We'll Mystic.
Yeah.
Cool. And pass. Okay, so Mystic Remora. Turn 3 in a typical cEDH game. How many people are going to try to pay for this, Will?
Do people ever pay for Mystic Remora? Usually it's like they just accept, okay, I'm going to be giving you like a draw or 2.
If it's like turn 1, it's turn 0 for everyone else, people will slow play. People will slow play to say fuck you to Remora. But turn 3, and you've got like a game to play, and I've got 3 cards in hand, I don't think you give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's just say we net 3 to be as modest as possible, and say we have to use deflecting SWAT, and we redirect a removal effect to one of our opposing commanders. Okay, so we'll de-SWAT, and we'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next turn. No land outside of Razorgrass Ambush. So go us.
That's a land.
It is a land. Tis a land. Did we want to pay for the Remora, or we get our money's worth? Sorry, we should have.
Have not seen the hand. We can, depending on what we drew before our turn.
Simian Spirit Guide can just pay for it. Simian Spirit Guide.
Well, we keep Spirit Guide in hand for the sake of Spirit Guide being Spirit Guide. We could probably tap Chrome Mox for keeping Mystic Remora up.
I'm happy with that too. Okay. And we've got the Bolt. Let's play Ambush, I think, as our land per turn. Unless we want to wait to see, like, off of a Clamp or something. Actually, Clamp with Mystical Tutor. What's the best thing we can top deck here?
It's the biggest buff that we have is Legion Leadership, which is the double power, give first strike. Outside of that, it's really just protection stuff or tutoring for Enlightened Tutor, and then finding one of our draw enchantments / artifacts, or shared animosity. So Mystical Tutor is probably tutor chaining for the thing that will kill on a later turn.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like it could just be a utility to find like protection at this point. But it's interesting. You're saying
upkeep trigger, we recast the rebound card, giving Elsha protection from a thing.
Which rebound card?
Am I crazy?
Brave the Element? No, Brave the Element. Nah, it doesn't.
Oh no, that's rebound. Give everything protection. That's right.
Yeah.
I mixed that up with the other protection card. I thought that was the rebound one. I thought that was a Emerge Unscathed.
All right, so how do we want to play this out, Will?
Um,
I think we just mystical tutor for the sake of prowess.
yeah. Remember, you have to Skull Clamp first before we cast Mystical Tutor. So get the clamp trigger first,
Oh,
because otherwise we get prowess on everything, and then they're tutus.
this is true. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about clamping one of the new ones we generate.
Oh, you're saying after the fact?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. We connect and we
yeah.
go. Yeah, it's fine.
So tutor. Let's just tutor for force of. Wait, what's the other one? If you control your commander, you can only do
Fierce.
it. Fierce guardianship. Let's just get fierce guardianship. Not fiery. Fierce guardianship. I'm liking what this deck is doing. I would like to play test it one more go around after we get like a big punch in to see if it's any bit good. But Wolfsbane, I think that this Elsha is decent, and I don't disagree with Robert that there are some hiccups with it. But okay, so we've got Fierce Guardianship on top. Let me just shuffle it one more time. Okay, so lightning bolt something to up the prowess even further. Like, we don't have a buff spell in hand. I guess we could have gone with a buff spell, though. I see what you're trying to do there, Will. Does it make more sense to go with a buff spell instead and put clamp trigger on the stack, or just slow roll?
We can slow roll.
Right, because I don't feel like we're in a great place right now.
The issue is interaction does not advance our game plan at all. Because
No.
prowess is only relevant if we want to burn interaction for the sake of getting prowess up, which I don't think we want to do.
I mean, I
I
would
think
I would lightning bolt a blocker so Ragavan could get in, and that would be the only excuse for that.
it's mystical tutor for enlightened tutor, and then we find shared animosity on the turn after and go for a kill.
You want to go enlighten tutor? Okay. So that's why we slow roll here. Um, we'll get the enlightened tutor instead. Sure, I don't mind that. Okay.
And we can, let's see, we did that for that. We can play Razorgrass as a land.
Well, we
and
might hit a
then
different land off of
oh,
the skull clamp, so I was waiting.
true, yeah.
Sure, let's go to attack. Let's say that Ragavan does have a target. These are all swinging for 2. So 2, 4, 6, and then 2 off the Elsha. Ragavan gets in. We've got 1 treasure here. And yeah, let's skull clamp one of these new bodies. I'm just going to add them all to the same count. But 2, we'll go -1, Exotic Orchard, clamp them, draw 2. We did not get a new land. I will play the Razorgrass Ambush as our land per turn. And
Did you want to say that we lightning bolted to give a Ragavan opening?
it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't, but it would give us more options. I think we just hold the Razorgrass for the Enlightened Tutor, and then honestly, the Simians, the REB, and then the treasure could be an offer you can't refuse.
I think we enlighten tutor on upkeep so that we get more prowess.
Yeah, no, 100%. I like that idea a lot. So we'll hold. Again, Mystic Remorse is probably going to pop off. We're just going to go modest and say 3. Let's say we need to use the treasure for an offer you can't refuse on someone. And then we'll draw 1, 2, 3 here. We have Merge Unscathed, Consuming Fervor, and Talisman of Progress going into our next turn. And okay, so untap. Upkeep. Upkeep will do Enlightened Tutor off of the Razorgrass Field.
Yep.
What's the name of it again?
Shared Animosity. And we'll say that we didn't pay for Mystic Remora, by the way, just for the sake that we're good on it.
Yeah, this is good. Okay, so we've got our count is up to 1 effectively here. Shared Animosity is going to go on top. It's going to go right into our hand to the next turn here. All right, turn 5, Will. We've got a Skull Clamp, 4 monks, a Ragavan, an Elsha, and 3 open mana.
Well, from here, we can, if we want to just make Elsha super big, we can Simian Spirit Guide to play the Aura and then tap
Fervor.
down for Shared Animosity and then just swing.
All right, so how much do we do here? So Elsha's going to get +3/+3 off of this, and she's already getting +2/+2, so it's a 6/6 right now. Our monks are 2/2s, right? Because it's just those two things. We're going to tap out for shared animosity, which puts us at 3. All right, so how much damage are we actually doing on turn 5 if we swing out with this board? So let's go swing. One.
How many tokens do we have?
Right now, just 4. And Ragavan,
Okay,
I guess.
so that's going to be +4/+0 to all of our creatures except for Ragavan. Everything is already getting +3/+3, so that's +7/+3 to all of our monks, including our commander. And then an additional +3/+3 to our commander. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, +7/+3 times 5 is 35, plus an additional +3/+3 is 38. So we can deal 38 damage to one player, and they can block a bit. But the guy who's been doing some decent stuff is now dead, and we are getting 10. We're getting 10 off of our commander.
Yeah.
Let's see if did I do math right there? Yeah, I did math right there. We're getting 11 monks off of our commander.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a +3/+3 from prowess plus +4/+0 from the other things.
So we're at 15 monks total. If Ragavan lands, we get a treasure, which we definitely need.
They're probably blocking the massive things without trample over Ragavan.
Right. Okay. I think we're good to start up one more playtest to see what's up. Because obviously, if you were here for the construction, there's no Thassa's Oracle win or anything like that. We are trying to win based off of damage. I think our Mystic Remora draws kind of sucked, to be frank. But that's okay. We had plenty of protection, plenty of interaction. Realistically, we could have kept this board. I think Ragavan would probably be dead in a real world situation, but
yeah, I will say, at any point did you feel like Underworld Breach would have been a good thing to get during that game?
No.
Would it be better to replace it with just some other thing, like any kind of tutor? Because we could do Imperial Recruiter if we wanted to find a Grand Abolisher effect. We could do a tutor for an artifact effect to find one of our draw outlets.
I kind of want the Skull Clamp. Yeah, like the Steel Shaper's Gift. It doesn't have... No, Steel Shaper's Gift would be good still. Because it would get us either haste enabling Greaves, which realistically, do we need like haste enabling on the fly like that?
I would want a not transmute artifact, but I would want a what's it called? The 3-mana one. The 3-mana find an artifact.
3-mana find an artifact, fabricate?
Fabricate. I would want fabricate just because it can find us Biden of Fossil or the One Ring in addition to equipment.
Is that the best? Is that the best one for us? I guess it is, right?
No.
So far as artifact tutors are concerned,
War of Invention is kind of the best. Tezzeret might be a decent one. The down -X get a thing into play. Tezzeret.
Yeah, but he's kind of costly though, isn't he?
He's 5 mana. Yeah.
Let's just do fabricate for now, and I will take out Underworld Breach. It feels weird doing this, but I don't disagree. I think it makes sense for this list. Fabricate is fine. Search your library for an artifact card reveal, put into your hand. Yeah, we'll probably want that to grab Skull Clamp. I mean, we can go cheaper again and go for Steel Shaper's Gift, or is there a world where we want like Stoneforge Mystic in here? I mean, do we have blink effects?
Yeah, we're trying to think of like the best tutors that we can run.
Yeah, but Biden of Thos is not an equipment per se. A legendary enchantment artifact. We can actually use Enlightened Tutor on Biden of Thosa as well if we need it.
We can use Enlightened Tutor on the One Ring.
I know. It's both. It's technically both.
Let's see. Best search effects.
Open the Armory. Thank you. Was another one we could consider.
Yeah, it gets auras as well, which is good for the +3/+3 ones. So
yes,
it gets decent starter buffs.
Do we run? Should we include more of these? Are we missing out on something here? Because I like Consuming Fervor and I like Unstable Mutation. I think those are pretty core to building up
Yeah, because
monks.
they give a good initial buff and then they give a continuous buff. Um,
Let
not
me
salty.
just add those to the side for a second. Thank you for opening the armory, Wolf.
Uh, yeah, I was not missing any of the good tutors. Um, I mean, it could be intuition just by the fact that we can find 3 of the same card in our deck, basically.
All right. I mean, I'll put intuition in for now. We need to cut some cards though.
I'm trying to just go through the whole list of things to see what's. Oh, hold on. Is this. I might have found the thing that we want. I just need to check. No, that only finds like the One Ring, Biden of Thassa, and Ragavan.
Just
I was
making.
gonna say, Search for Glory.
Is it bad
Search
that I
for.
don't want lightning bolt? I'm sorry.
You can cut Lightning Bolt
I
if you
think we
want. I
need
just
them.
like it because it's 1 mana and removal.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like we've got a lot of that though. I think we got a lot of that already. Between Unwanted Remake, Swords of Plowshare, and Path to Exile, I'd rather just keep it all in one color. And then,
That's fair.
um,
Yeah, there's not a lot of tutors that we missed. It's maybe Stoneforge Mystic.
do you want Open the Armory over Stoneforge?
Open the Armory is a little bit better just because it does find the auras.
I'm going to get rid of Steel Shaper's Gift then. I did put it in here for a potential. Do we want to get rid of Fabricate and just use Intuition instead?
Yeah, Intuition's kind of better Fabricate because if we want to find a buff spell, we just go, here's our 3 best buff spells. Give me the worst of the 3. If we want to
Right.
find a draw engine, we just go, what is it called? We go, here's Kindred Discovery, here's Biden of Thassa, here's the One Ring. Give me the One Ring.
Savine's Reclamation. Is it pulling enough weight here? Just looking.
It's good safety, and now that we put Intuition in, Sabine's
Yeah.
Reclamation is the biggest or not biggest non-bow, it's the biggest non-choice. So I like
Yeah.
Sabine's even more with Intuition in.
Yeah. Let's rip and roar one more time. Let's see what's up.
Wait, yeah, Sabine's Reclamation, Biden of Thassa, and Kindred Discovery. It's like, do you want to give me a 3 mana Biden of Thassa, or do you actually no, Sabine's is 3. Yeah, Sabine's is 3 or less. Never mind.
Yeah, I wish.
Sad.
I wish. Yeah. So first starting hand, we've got Spectator Seating, Mountain, Soul Ring, Simian Spirit Guide. We're missing a crucial color here. Helping Hand, Flawless Maneuver, and Silence. Now we could like chance into one of those things, but Soul Ring isn't really doing too much with what our hand is. So I don't see us needing to keep this. I would have loved if one of those was a fetch, but it's not.
Agreed.
We could skip this, but just for funsies, we would have gotten a fetch land. So okay. Let's try again. Pyroblast, Marsh Flats, Island, Ancient Tomb, all of the lands this time. 1 Ragavan, which to me symbolizes a good start.
Yeah.
I think that we could probably go Sunbaked Canyon next turn, but we can go Marsh Flats for a white blue. Sorry, we want the red though. Oh, I guess we just do Sunbaked into Ragavan. You good with that?
Yeah, it's good.
Because we're holding an island as well. Like we do have blue there, but it's not like I would rather go for an Azorius land with Marsh Flats.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just do Sunbaked Canyon, Ragavan, pass. I think is solid. Honestly, would Gifts Ungiven be too good to unband? Maybe overlooking. No, I don't think so. I mean, at least that's not our feelings. I feel like that might be one of the cards that gets put on the Game Changer list.
It's really funny because I've heard so many people say Gifts Ungiven is too good, and the reason why is because you do the pile with a counterspell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Will, guess what
That's
guess what our top deck was, by the way?
Hmm.
It's Tundra. It's going to be the Marsh Flats land.
Yeah, we run shocks.
Yeah, we'll get the shock. Okay, so we'll go from here. Simian Spirit Guide. No shit.
Finding what's it called? Arid Mesa, not Arid Mesa. That's the one that searched Plateau. Finding Plateau is not that either.
We will definitely still crack the Marsh Flats here. What do you want to grab? You want to grab Plateau is not the move here. No, I don't think Plateau is the move here. What's the we still need the blue though to go in.
Doesn't Ragavan connect to give us the
Oh
blue
yeah,
here?
it's
And
true.
then
That's true. That's true. That's true. We could do plateau instead. You're right.
we go for turn 3 commander and thin out our deck to hopefully hit less lands from
Yeah,
here
and
on
like
out.
it's is a weird. It's always this issue. Do you know what I mean? It's always like I feel like we'll always find ourselves in the situation where you get flooded or we're in a drought. But yeah, we'll make the treasure. Again, we're not going to worry about what Ragavan hits. It could be good. It could be bad. The best case scenario before is when you see them like top deck tutor with Enlightened tutor, and then you take their or whatever their top deck tutor is, and then you take their like mana crypt or something, which is not even a play anymore. So we'll do this, and do Elsha, and we pass. Okay,
Yeah.
everything's good.
With the Simian Spirit Guide Red Elemental Blast Protection.
Yeah, Pyro, sir. Technically Pyro.
Oh, sorry. That does not feel like Pyroblast art to me. That feels like Red Elemental
It
Blast art for
does look
some
a little,
reason.
yeah. No, I don't disagree. Oh, that's the best pyro though. Shit.
I love
Will,
that. It's so good. I need a copy of that art with that art.
yeah. I'm a fan of this border. I know it really condenses down the amount of art you actually get from the card, but I do like that future side border. We just got a River Pyre Verge, by the way, for land return.
Because
So
of course we're gonna keep hitting the lands.
right. So I don't really know what I want to do here. Do y'all think that there should be a separate list for tutors and game changers? I'm like 50-50.
Well, they kind of do because you can only
Yeah.
run 3 tutors in a bracket 1 and bracket 2. So you have limited tutors. And then bracket 3, they're like whatever, you can run tutors, be responsible.
Right.
So I'm fine with what they're doing with only certain tutors being on the game changer list. If you want to run what is it? Diabolic tutor, go for it. If you're going to pay 4 mana for a tutor, I don't care. That's totally fair. If you want to do that casually, good on you.
I'm gonna
Um,
God's willing here. Sorry, while you're doing that, and I'll scry
yeah,
one. We're gonna put this Arid Mesa at the bottom of my deck.
seems smart. Seems smart.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. Okay, we'll swing here and here. We'll generate a treasure. I played the River Pyre Verge as land per turn. And
Yeah,
then we're gonna make a monk. 2 monks.
2 monks.
Well,
2 monk. 2 monk. 2 monk.
assumptions here, but yeah, there's gonna be someone that Elsha wants to smack. Actually, we just gave protection. What am I talking about? We hit. 1 treasure, and that's it. Let's just say we have to pyroblast off turn, and then sure, next turn.
Yeah.
God, my kingdom for a decent draw. REB. Okay. So look, we're not calculating any sort of Ragavan math here with like spells we could cast, but well, hopefully things that give us value, and then into next turn we are able to do something. But as it stands, we kind of got flooded, and Elsha doesn't really have innate draw, so we're kind of at the whim of our list right now, and we've added
Which
as
is why we
much.
crammed in as much draw as we could.
We really did, maybe like
Well,
maybe
we could crack our land to draw a card.
we could. And honestly, I feel like Steel Shaper's Gift right now would be a blessing. Like I just want Skull Clamp to get the ball rolling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like with Balon's or Ancient Tomb, like a Balance Tomb, it would really help. Like this is such a good Skull Clamp utility. Oh shit. Yeah, Will, I think you're right. I think we're gonna, speaking of, screw it, we'll do this and then pray to the gods. I don't know, I'll play the tomb just because I can, and
Yeah.
we'll use that. We'll float a generic, and let's just see if we get our Skull Clamp. No, but Unstable Mutation's not bad. Okay, so yeah,
That
no,
is something at least.
yeah, no, we shouldn't have used the tomb. I was just like being arrogant. I would have loved to have seen it. We'll do the Unstable Mutation on our Elsha here. That is 1 prowess. They're all 2/2s. Do you want to say we can pyro someone something? I don't know.
We probably don't pyro anything. It's
No,
probably an interaction.
I know.
Or we use it next turn for more buffs. We go a little bit greedy.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine. All right, we'll swing.
5 from Elsha, and then everything else is a 2/2 except Ragavan 2/1.
Yeah, let's see if Ragavan gets in. That's fine. All right.
You could probably say Ragavan dies here. I think that people built up enough of a board that he won't live.
Yeah. That's fine. He can die. Treasure is gone. Okay. All right. Well, I want to get through turn 5, and then I think we can call it and talk about the deck. But we get how many? We get 1-5 of these guys, so we go up to 7. All right. Next turn.
And you
Sure.
draw.
Flusterstorm.
Oh no.
Okay, not quite what we needed. So Elsha is a 3/3 right now. We have one spell we can cast on turn that gives prowess. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, well, the tutor.
If we wanted, we could cast Red Elemental Blast and Flusterstorm
I
own Red Elemental
know.
Blast and then swing for, what would that be? It'd be 24, 25, 26. We could kill a player.
Yeah, and then have 2 lands in hand afterwards, or
Yeah,
one land in hand.
that is the pain.
Yeah, this is rough. We'll Elvish Spirit Guide. We'll Sivian
This
Spirit
is
Guide to REB to Flusterstorm.
this is just a brick hand, but it
Yeah.
played well enough that like we were fine. Like
I
it played out enough that we could probably kill the guy who's in the lead and then
Yeah.
hopefully stall out.
Here's what I'll say about the list as it stands. I do think that we want to sub in as many tutors to get to our draw utilities as possible, because this deck is desperate for draw and not filtering, not like card quality effects. We need card like advantage. So we do need to get the skull clamps of the world. Maybe we even incorporate the equipment that's like draw 2, trash 1, like the mask, or is it Avison's mask? I forget what it's called. We might need to incorporate more effects like that, because I think they also buff you too. Like, I do think that this is low key a Voltron deck. Like, there should probably be some elements of equipment and more aura. Like, we should probably be manipulating and prioritizing those just a little bit more than we are right now, because there's a lot of elements of control, and it's great. Like, every game we've played, it's great when we have like 2 to 3 things to do off turn, but our on turn is so important, and if we just don't hit it, and like Will said, like we bricked, we just saw a one too many lands, which, you know, is honestly my biggest fear in this game, because in a multiplayer game where all you're doing is playing mana, if you don't have draw in the command zone, you're kind of SOL, right? So I do think that we could probably prioritize the Steel Shaper's Gift, maybe even add the Stoneforge Mystic, and any other utility that's going to find us equipment and or aura. I think there is a place for it. I don't think that because I'm suggesting that we make this Voltron that we add other things that go like coincide with Voltron, like the auto equip stuff or anything like that. But I don't know, thoughts, Will? Like, I don't hate it. Like, it's quite good, and it like you were saying, it would do a lot of work even in the game we bricked. But like the following turn, I don't suspect one card top deck is going to save us, right?
Yeah, I think that the deck just needs more of the either more of the draw a lot of card effects or more of the tutors that find the draw card effects. Like we could include to basically run down the list of these are all cards that do the exact same thing. There's Reconnaissance Mission, which is just when a creature 4 mana when a creature does combat damage, draw a card. It has cycling. That's the reason why this one's a little bit different. There is Coastal Piracy, which is when a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. It doesn't have anything fancy. There's Curiosity Crafter, which is a flyer that says you have no max hand size. When a token you control deals combat damage, draw a card. And then Enduring Curiosity, which is the one I was talking about earlier, that is a
Curiosity Crafter I really like, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, Cat Glimmer. When a creature you control deals combat damage, draw a card. When this dies as a creature, return it as an enchantment.
All right, well,
adding in either more tutors or those effects is probably the way to go. Just more Biden of Thassa things.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to up the consistency though. Like, I kind of wish Curiosity Crafter had a smaller booty or smaller.
Yeah, 2/2. It
Smaller,
would be so much better if it was a 2/2.
Just so that it was more tutorable for us. But it's funny that this is the first time I'm complaining about a flyer stats like that. So, and also we could just add curiosity effects. It's like we are doing damage. We can just draw one card and be happy with that. And like if we just played curiosity, Elsha gets a buff off of it as well. Like there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Like it just feels low key good because it replaces itself automatically. Okay. Where does this land for you? Bracket wise, with the knowledge that the deck we made should probably get revised a good like 5 to 6 cards. Where does this land?
I think it's bracket 4. Like, it does the thing explosive fast with a ton of protection and a ton of interaction, but it's just a little too slow and a little too inconsistent for cEDH. Also, a tutorable effect for our deck that is kind of a Biden of Thassa effect is a Subira. 3 mana for a legendary creature with haste. You can pay 1, make it so target creature with power 2 or less cannot be blocked this turn, which is really good with prowess and buffs and stuff. And the other effect is pay 1 to red, tap it, discard your hand. This turn, creatures you control with power 2 or less, when they deal combat damage, draw you a card. So if we choose to not deal a ton of damage in one turn, we can refill our hand.
Grandpa Sanger says strength testing hammer is an interesting tech card. So whenever equipped creature attacks, roll a d6. That creature gets +X+O until end of turn off the d6 result, right? Then if it has the greatest power or is tied with the greatest power, draw a card. Honestly, it will probably be if we're playing our cards right. That's kind of sick. I don't mind this as both a buff and draw utility. Thank you, Grandpa Sanger, for that suggestion,
Yeah.
Honestly.
It is interesting. My only potential issue is just it's 4 mana and you draw 1 card each turn.
It is 4 mana. That's like that requisite does kind of hang it up a little bit. I mean, and again, Lord, I'm not thinking we should run Pure Steel Paladin or anything.
Yeah, tossing just straight up curiosity into the deck may be better than a strength testing hammer, but on average, getting 7 more monks or dealing 7 more damage over 2 turns is still pretty good as well.
Would it be weird to like run a curiosity sub package and like and alongside Elsha beats? Like Elsha minor control beats curiosity combo. Which would mean introducing pingers, but
yeah, it would change how the deck plays completely. But
yeah, the composition would change a little bit for sure.
But it isn't too bad just because there is a package there to do some curiosity stuff. The only issue is you don't have a great way to find the curiosity stuff because you have like 2 good tutors that you'd want to run to find auras. Sorry, 3 Gamble. I keep forgetting Gamble's a tutor anything.
All right, guys. So how do we feel about Elsha? Let us know in the chat if you like this list. Obviously, there's a couple of approaches we could take. Should we do a curiosity build? I don't know if that's going to be any better. I think that this is probably the route to go. We just need to make it more consistent. Yeah.
Agreed.
I like it, though. I like it a lot. And I think the curiosity, some of the cards you suggested at the end there were a good idea. Well, I think we should just add the curiosity effects. It's just...
Or the Biden effects or curiosity.
Yeah, well, I guess Curiosity Crafter, Curiosity could probably be fine in the deck. Some more tutors and then more Biden effects just for just to help us close out the game for sure.
Yeah,
I like it much better than Shu Yun. It's funny because Shu Yun can be explosive, but like afterwards, like it's kind of the same situation where you get nothing to do after the fact. You're usually kind of low on hand size. I think that we could rectify that problem here with some of the draw effects that we should be incorporating or prioritizing. But I like it.
I don't know why my webcam does not like showing text.
Oh,
it's blurry as all hell. Hold on,
oh no, it's just not focusing on it.
I know, but that hates trying to focus on something.
It's so locked in on just you in the background. Will try to cover.
Please.
Put your hand behind the card like this.
Yeah,
closer to the card. Closer to the card. See if you can get it to focus on the card, or maybe it just doesn't have a decent close focusing distance.
Probably.
Anyways, Will was a believer in Shu Yun. Do you think this is better than Shu Yun?
Uh, yes. So I have a Shorkai deck, or not Shorkai, a Levon deck, which is basically Shuyun, but more consistent without the blue. Um, the issue with those type of decks are you do explosive stuff, you kill a player, then you completely run out of steam. The reason why I think that Elsha is way better is because you do your thing, you do the explosive stuff, then you play one card and you immediately get your hand back. And you have several cards in the deck that just kind of immediately give you your hand back. Skull Clamp, Biden of Thassa, all those kind of effects. So you're fine with doing a bunch of crazy stuff because you have a way of rebuilding your hand very easily. For Levon, I went for a Past in Flames package. Just use your graveyard to get your hand back that way. But it really is just better to have a way to actually draw. Shuyun can run draw effects in blue, but even with that, Shuyun's problem is you kill one player, you might kill second player, but you never kill a third player.
Hmm. Okay, guys, let's. I I want to see some Elsha lists that you guys have made. Again, feel free to link them in the chat afterwards. I still think that this deck has wings. We can build obviously a few more legendaries from the set while we wait for Final Fantasy. Well, is that next? Wait, is Final Fantasy next?
Let me check the timeline.
Okay, but yeah, I do. I am somewhat interested in Narset Jeskai Waymaster, so I'll bear in mind long-term plans for that list.
I do also want to say I think that we should probably cut Stoneforge Masterwork and replace it with either one of the banners.
Duly noted.
Yeah, that just go for the more explosive thing feels correct. So the sets in order: Aether Drift, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities, Spider-Man, and then Universes Beyond to be determined.
Is Spider-Man a full-blown set like Final
Yes,
Fantasy?
yeah,
Dude,
it's
no
a full blown set.
fucking way, guys.
Be
All
hyped,
right.
be hyped. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna be busy later, brewing for all of Spider-Man's bad guys. I'm kind of excited to brew some of the. I don't even know what legendaries we're gonna get, but I assume we're gonna get a lot of the heavy hitters. We've already seen a few, so we've seen Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Venom, and Spider-Man. Obviously, I would love Black Cat, and I would love. I've always been a fan of Rhino, and I've always been a fan of Scorpion and the Vulture. I like all those villains.
Yeah,
Mysterio would be sick
the
too.
Sinister Six, just the
Yeah,
any
yeah,
of the
yeah,
characters that have
yeah.
been in the Sinister Six are really good.
I'm not a Carnage
Um,
guy. I want a better Venom though. I would like a better. No offense to the one they showed us. I would like a Venom that's cEDH playable though, like hardcore cEDH playable. So
who says that that Venom isn't cEDH playable?
well,
You
I
just
don't
gotta
know.
try
We
harder, Patrick.
we brewed it and it was just okay. Felithar Dawn of Absen is also a great token banner. We did brew Felithar, but not that one. But that's okay.
Yeah,
All right, guys, stay
yeah.
tuned for all of those.
The Felthar we brewed, I think we just went full on combo.
Spider
Right?
Man,
Yeah.
but can't be blocked by flyers. But can't be blocked by flyers. What was his issue? Wait, what does Spider Man say? He just like
You
stuns
know,
people.
actually, it's a complete and utter disappointment? Spider-Man does not have reach. And do you know why I'm so upset by that?
Oh, why?
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, except every fucking spider has reach and he doesn't.
Yo, that's a flavor loss on their part. And so
Yeah.
why? But he's Spider in his subtype too. Like he is just a humanoid. I guess you could kind of consider him a mutant, right? I mean, he wasn't born with those abilities
Yep.
though. So, okay,
Let's see. Reach, also reach,
is there a spider that doesn't have reach?
this one gains reach. This one can block as though it's flying, so reach, that has reach, that has reach, reach. That is flying. It's a Warhammer one. Reach, reach, reach. Uh, exile target creature or target creature without flying that's attacking you, or exile this creature and target creature without flying. There is a spider without reach. It's a giant trapdoor spider from Ice Age. Outside
Well,
of that, reach, 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 reach,
well,
reach,
this
reach, reach.
spider is just it's just trying to guard this trapdoor. That's all. God,
It's
I love when art was themed like this. Sorry, this is so sick. It's not a good card.
Mirkwood spider is another one. That's another spider without reach.
So he was bit by a Mirkwood spider, is what you're saying. He was bit by a trapdoor
The thing
spider.
is, like, Mirkwood spiders are just like spiders that like are in a swamp. Like that's the reason why they don't have reach.
We need to adjust this though. There has to be a Spider-Man that just has reach, and they all should technically have reach. Thank you for pointing that out, Grandpa. Dude, that's so ridiculous.
Okay, so 6 spiders so far that don't have reach. This is there.
Are you including Spider-Man in this tally?
He's going to be in here, yes. Okay.
My guess is that there is a grand total of 8 spiders that don't have reach. For each leg.
This is a spider toy, close enough. So 7.
Spider toy?
Yeah, it's from Dustmorn. It's the doll, twitching doll.
So there are 8 spiders technically right now.
Yeah, there are 8. There are 8 spiders that do not have reach out of 84 or 85. So less than 10% of spiders don't have reach.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm just saying there's one thing he can't do that spiders can.
At least in the world of Magic. All right, guys, we're not going to hold you here any longer. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Obviously, if you enjoyed it, leave it with a like. That goes a long way. We'll see you next week, either Friday or Saturday. These should be Saturday mornings, though, for the most part, moving forward. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.
That's a funny note to end that on.
Poor Spider
fans. He can't do whatever a spider can. He doesn't have reach. But he should have menace.